corporate with us, and that's the banking stock itself. We have Mr. Charan Singh, the Executive Director of UCO Bank, who joins us currently. Hi, Mr. Singh. Thanks so much for joining in. First things first, sir, I want to get an update in terms of what's your current base rate. The last number that I have is around 9.95%, and I believe you have not cut it in the last few months. So could you give us an update on that? Because we had this big cut coming in from HDFC Bank, where they've cut base rates to around 9.35%. Do you believe that we could see some cuts going ahead?
Yeah, we are currently continuing at the same base rate, but we are going to hold our ALCO meeting maybe in the next week. And in that meeting, of course, we will take a view on cutting the base rate, because we will consider all these factors, this RBI, this cut and all those things, and we will come to a conclusion. Okay. But at the moment, we are continuing at 9.95%.
Could you repeat, when is your ALCO meeting? Is it next week?
We have not yet decided the date, but next week we are planning to hold it.
Okay, sometime next week. Has your cost of borrowing come down? Is there a higher probability or likelihood of you going ahead and cutting base rates?
Certainly this cost of borrowing means because in the short term it cannot come down, because we have reduced the rates on term deposits at the time when we revised last time. But it will take some time to trickle down, and cost of borrowing almost, but if we go for this marginal cost of deposits, of course it will have an impact, and then we have to see to take into account that impact also while fixing our base rate and all.
All right, Mr. Singh, then how has credit growth been? You know, when we spoke to you last, you're telling us that retail growth, at least it's picking up a tad bit, but corporate growth...
Yeah, retail growth is picking up, but if you see, because we are total asset portfolio, it's a sort of restructuring taking place. Right. We are not growing in the corporate portfolio. Our corporate portfolio used to be very, very high. In 2010, if you see, it was constituting around 68% of the total portfolio. And now we have come down to around 39%. So because of that, the absolute terms, if you see, the gross credit is not growing. But of course, there is a growth in the retail credit. We have grown at around 15% in the retail. And particularly in retail also, the housing loan growth is good. We have grown at around 25% in the retail, this housing sector.
Okay. You know, UCO Bank is the designated banker for all trade with Iran. So with the expected lifting of the sanctions against Iran, and you know, what will be the impact for a bank like UCO Bank? Because India too has indicated, I was reading somewhere, that they're likely to be clearing their outstanding dues in various tranches to Iran. How will this affect your deposits and therefore net interest margin, sir? Have you done the calculation in the math?
We have not yet calculated, because it's not yet sure that when the system is going to come to an end. But we are of the view that it will not come to an abrupt end immediately. It will take some time, and maybe still it will continue, and slowly it will phase out. But in the meantime, we are increasing our CASA base. Like we are making all-out efforts to increase our savings, so that we can just counter that effect which is coming because of the Iran withdrawal. So at this moment we have not yet calculated, but of course the effect will be there, that is sure. But we are trying to counter it through increase in the CASA.
All right, Mr. Singh, let's get your exposure then. You know, I want to ask for exposure to discoms, to the power, as well as iron and steel. I believe in the last quarter you have done a lot of restructuring for the steel sector on the whole. So give us some breakup in terms of exposure. And also, there are reports that indicate that cash losses of discoms have come down lower. Are you getting impacted? Are you seeing anything like that on your exposure to discoms at least?
Discom exposure at this moment I don't have, but as far as the restructured portfolio is coming, I think, but it's coming down over the years, and because if you see our restructured portfolio now, just 1 minute, it has come down to around, every quarter it is coming down, so that is there. But of course, I don't have this figure for the Discom. What is our exposure to Discom at this moment? Now we are around 10,048 is our restructured portfolio, which used to be 12,913 in the Q1 of 14. So it's coming down basically. And same way, slippages also. Means the downward trend is there. In the Q4 of 2014-15, we had a slippages of 2,074 crores. In Q3, we have 2,757, and now we have 1,253 in the first Q of this 2015-16. So that way the trend is positive, means the slippages are coming down, the restructured portfolio is coming down, and I think we have already reached a peak, and now we should come down in the NPA as far as the NPA percentage is concerned.
Okay, so slippages in this quarter, Q2, will be less than what you saw in Q1. Would it also be below 1,000 crore mark?
I think so. I think so. Going by the trend, we are hoping that it should be below Q1 of 15-16.
Okay. Your gross NPA, if you believe, has peaked out. It currently stands at 7.3% as of the prior quarter. What would be a target for the end of the year?
See, it is 7.74% as far as at the end of Q1, and we will try to bring it down at least by 1 percentage point, maybe at around 6.745% or maximum at 7%. But we will not try to go it in the upward direction. That is what our plan will be.
This will be by the end of FY16.
Yeah, correct.
All right, Mr. Singh, one final question before we let you go. There's been a lot of news in terms of the Amtech Group. Do you have any exposure to them?
Yeah, we don't have much exposure directly to Amtech as such, but we have an exposure to their subsidiaries.
All right. Could you quantify it?
I don't have the amount at this moment, but it's quite good amount, and I don't think subsidiaries immediately the impact will come. But Amtech, as such, we don't have a big exposure.
So how are you categorizing them now currently? Are you keeping them?
Currently, they are standard assets. We have not yet downgraded because nothing has come on record till now. So I think they are managing some funds also for liquidating this overseas and all that.
Okay. Which are the subsidiaries of Amtech Group to which you have exposure?
It is. I don't have the list at the moment, but 2-3 subsidiaries are there.
And no delay in payment?
Yeah, of course, some delay is there, but not substandard at this moment. It's a performing asset till now.
All right, so we'll leave it at that. Appreciate you taking the time out and joining us from our very special series Inside Kolkata. Thanks again for joining in. So that's an important interview with UCO Bank. They will be holding the ALCO meeting next week. So let's see if something comes out of that. Those are visuals of the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. I believe the cabinet meet has concluded and he's walking out. So in a bit, hopefully he will be